Good evening, welcome to the HCCC. I'm John Molson. Tonight, the 16-0 unbeaten and untied Caledonia Corvairs battle to keep their season success alive. The Corvairs host the 7-5-4 fourth place Ancaster Avalanche. The Corvairs snuck past the Regals in Buffalo 4-3 on Tuesday night.
This evening, the Corvairs host the Ancaster Avalanche. Would you please now stand and join in the singing of our national anthem with Alicia Myra.
The Ancaster Avalanche make their first trip into Caledonia. The Avalanche come in, losers of 2 straight, and they're looking for their 6th road win on the year. Starting goaltenders for the Ancaster Avalanche. Starting goalie number 1, Blake Richard. He has a 2-1 one-loss record with an overtime loss. 16 goals against on the year as the Avalanche win the opening draw. The puck tipped by Connor Murphy and dumped in down the right wing by the Avalanche. Christmas cutting the puck off, skating out the far side, avoiding the forecheck of the right winger and the long lead pass by Connor Murphy. Murphy checked in to the board at the near side. Whistle goes 34 seconds into the first period of play. As mentioned, Blake Richard, the starting goalie, goals against of .315 on the year and a save percentage of .909 as Matt Quilty takes the draw at center ice. Lushcombe falling down but passing the puck back to a defender for the Avalanche. Dumped in down the far side, Furlong trapping the puck behind the net, throwing it up the far wall to Fontana, and the Corvairs now breaking the other way as Spencer Gourlay crosses the left side. The shot by Ratchford high up over top the net. Ratchford with 2 goals in Buffalo on Tuesday night. Fontana above the left circle. His shot deflects off an Avalanche player. Quilty's pass down the wing, the backhand pass to Gourlay. Gourlay receives it beside the left circle, and the shot wide off the side of the net beside the far post. Dumped back in by Ratchford, left aside by Richard. A turnover, Malott Skating through the slot, got to the near side, but by the time he got to the corner, the puck trickled off his stick and into the near board. Guittard trying to clear the puck. Ryan Lewis picking it up, skating through the neutral zone for the Avalanche. Ratchford takes it away from him 2 minutes and 8 seconds into the first period of play as it's dumped in by Jordan Peacock. Cut off behind the net, the long pass down the left wing, going for icing as Hayden Guittard unable to pick up the puck down the wing for the Avalanche. Face off from the right circle, Avalanche zone. Colin Furlong back in the nets for the Corvairs. The September GOJHL goaltender of the month. We'll get back to his stats as soon as we can. Puck flipped out of play. Brown with the high arcing pass out of play on the near side past the netting. Colin Furlong with a 15-0 one-loss record, 2 shutouts on the year, a 149 goals against average. That's third in the league, and a .942 save percentage. As Murphy ties up Black at the draw, but Black getting the puck side of the net, the pass from the end line into the slot, and Furlong doing a nice job of covering up at the top of the blue paint. Avalanche losing last Saturday to the Niagara Falls Canucks 2-1 as Eustace throws it down the boards on the near side. Zach Niemanen, third in league scoring for the Avalanche, traps it at the end wall near side. Black around the net, turning around at the near side, passes back to Eustace. Connor Murphy throwing it around the boards for Greg Christmas. The Corvairs now attempting to leave their own zone as Kyler Nixon forechecked behind his own net. Niemanen drills him with a body check up against the board near side. Eustace crossing through the neutral zone, dumps it in down the near wall, cut off by Furlong, who leaves it for the defender, Christmas. Christmas, the short pass out to Connor Murphy. Murphy speeds down the left wing and dumps it down in behind the Ancaster net. Lewis cuts it off, back through center, losing the puck as Traverse, and in on the break, and a big left pad save by Furlong off Lushcombe. Blake Lushcombe in on the backhand all alone, getting beyond J.C. Traverse. Traverse may have got a hook in on the play as he's now headed off to the penalty box. Ancaster with 22 power play goals on the year in 95 chances for a 23.16 power play percentage, and Caledonia at 91.74 on the penalty kill. That's up near the top of the league. Down the left side, Lewis at the end line, back to the point. Back to the half wall to Lewis. And back to David Eccles, his shot partially blocked by Briar Jonathan as Christopher Clack sends it down the side wall. 1:26 to go in the penalty to Traverse as Jonathan breaks up the play at the Caledonia blue line, nearly forcing a turnover as the defender Domagala loses possession of the puck temporarily behind his own net. Eccles shooting it in, cut off by Furlong. At the half wall, Zupan moves down now at the end line And now in behind the net is his short pass to Lushcombe. In behind the net, back to the point. The shot, the deflection, and they score. David Eccles from the point. I believe Luke Zupan deflected it in front at 14-15 of the first period. We know Eccles got the assist on the play from the top of the blue line. And the Ancaster Avalanche draw first blood. The Corvairs winning their only meeting back on September 10th in Ancaster 4-1, and they score again. A bad bounce, Nagy at the side of the net, hitting a player on the far side, believed to be Hayden Guittard. Luke Zupan with the assist from David Eccles. Blake Lushcombe also drawing an assist on the first goal. Draw from center, won by the Avalanche, and they dump it right back down the near side. Quilty breaks in, his snapshot above the left circle, arcs high over the net, and the shot by Gourlay hits something in front and trickles out the far side. Quilty body checked up against the wall. Moran moving down off the left point to try and keep the puck in the Ancaster zone. Radford back for the Corvairs. His long lead feed up the right wing to Quilty. Gourlay now down deep, far side in behind the net. Jake Milligan with the second Ancaster goal, just seconds after Zupan got the first one. A bad bounce from the near side. Milligan depositing it at the far post. Murphy breaks in and he scores! Connor Murphy breaking down the right wing, gets down below the right circle, slides it in between the pads of Blake Richards, and the Corvairs cut the lead in half. The Corvairs now down by one. The Avalanche still out in front by a score of 2-1.
Connor Murphy, assisted by number 16, Connor Patton, by the goal 6:39. Corvairs' first goal.
Puck dumped in by Kyler Nixon down the near side. A whistle going as the puck goes out of play on the near side. Blake Lushcombe winning the draw, pushing it off to the right wing with 13:04 to go, first period of play. Christmas slides it up the boards, grabbed at the half wall by Patton. Murphy throws a long lead pass in behind the Ancaster Avalanche net. Patton losing possession of the puck, and it's cleared all the way back down behind the Caledonia net. Icing on the play. Brooker Muir taking the draw, left circle, opposite Blake Lushcombe. Lushcombe throwing out of the draw. Luke Zupan with the game's first goal will take the draw instead. Caledonia winning the draw. Peacock throwing it back to the left side, in around the board at the half wall, and the shot by Malott kicked out by the right pad of Richard as Lewis dumps it in down the far wall. Furlong coming out to play it The long pass around the boards to Peacock. His pass to Muir up through center, and the quick snapshot by Muir right down the center of the ice, handled in the glove by Blake Richard. Caledonia looking for their 8th home win on the year. If they can come back and tie this contest. Hard slap shot by Ryan Moran, taken in the left shoulder by the goaltender Richard. Richard with a huge save to keep the Caledonia deficit at 1. Ratchford crossing the right side of the line and gloved down once again by Richard. Mitch Brown to take the draw far side. Lushcombe for the Avalanche wins the draw, gets down low, pushes it back to the defender Domagala, who throws it all the way around the boards, picked up by Farley. He has it now past center, crossing the Caledonia blue line at the right side and goes in behind the Caledonia net. The centering pass to Lushcombe ends up in the near corner. Farley clearing it back to the blue line, intercepted by Jake Brown, and he banks a pass off the far wall for Mitch Brown. Lushcombe comes away with it, crossing center as Jake Brown falls down, dropping it to the winger Domagala. Nixon cutting it off behind the net, slides it to the left, and it's thrown up the ice by Christmas. The puck bouncing in on Richard. He leaves it for the defender, Eccles. Eccles throws a long lead pass down the near side, and play going for icing with 10:46 to go, first period of play. Matt Quilty to take the draw, left circle. Christopher Clack tying it up. A brief delay there as neither team able to grab possession. Quilty finally touches the puck. Clack knocks him off the disc and moves out the other side. Christmas cross ice for Nixon, going back and forth. Christmas now going back to Nixon, up to Quilty, crossing center over the blue line far side and banking a backhand pass. The pass to Fontana cut off by Eccles. 2-on-2 in the neutral zone. Clack and Niemanen looking for the puck. Police picks it up instead, passes up to the right side of his blue line and dumped the length of the ice by Clack. Another icing on the play for a face-off in Ancaster territory. Murphy winning the draw, takes it off the backhand back to Abraham. His shot wide of the net, hits the end boards. Murphy now far half wall, crosses over to Patton, taken away by David Eccles, now moving the other direction. He's flattened. Eccles on the huge left shoulder by J.C. Travers, driven into the boards. The lead pass up to Cody Brown over the left side of the blue line. Niemanen trying to get in behind Travers, and Niemanen and Travers now having words for Travers' big hit earlier, 30 seconds earlier on David Eccles. Murphy opposite Eustache, right circle. Murphy winning the draw, dropping it to Abraham, cross ice. Cody Brown skating over the left side of the Ancaster blue line. His shot wide up around the glass, ends up on the far side as it's backhanded back in by Kyler Nixon. Wraparound attempt, side of the net. Brown digging away, far side. Patton with the rebound, goes to the near post. His shot wide. Connor Murphy passes back in behind the net. The centering pass and the quick shot by Mitch Brown off the midsection of Niemanen. Backhanded in by Murphy, down the wall, in deep to Patton. Patton turning around, avoiding the check of Lushcombe, out to Murphy above the right circle as the whistle blows with 8:38 to go. First period of play, the Avalanche ahead on the first two goals of this game. The first by Luke Zupan at 14:45. Well, 14:45 left to go in the first. Then Jake Milligan seconds later on the bad bounce off the pass from the near side. Connor Murphy replying for the Corvairs at 6:39 to cut the Caledonia deficit to 1 as Patton's shot hits Jake Bain and deflects out of play. Murphy to take the draw. Cole Nagy opposite him. Murphy winning the draw, back to Patton, slides it down the near wall. Murphy turning around, avoids the check of Bain. Nixon into the slot, the shot by Quilty as Caledonia on the power play for 2 minutes. As Domagala into the box, Connor Murphy losing possession at the right side, goes back into his own zone to recover the disc for the Corvairs. Patton over the left, finds some room, decides to pass instead. Cody Brown down past the right circle, the quick shot by Connor Murphy off the feed from Cody Brown. Patton in behind the net, back for Quilty at the point. 4 forwards on now for the Corvairs, looking for the tying goal. Brown beside the right circle, moves above it, skates around, finds some room, and a glove save by Blake Richard. The shot by Patton off the left side of the point, moved a couple steps off, and Richard having to come up with the big left glove to keep the Avalanche in front. Fontana back to Nixon, back to Fontana, and back to Nixon. Slides it back to Cosimo Fontana. The shot off the end wall ends up on the stick of Matt Quilty back at the right point. Chipped out by Zupan. Luke Zupan trying to skate around the defender. The drop pass. Zupan actually had some room around Quilty, but decided on the drop pass instead. Flip back in by the Avalanche as they go off on a line change. Quilty picking it up in his own zone. The pass to Gourlay at center, broken up by Ballinson. Back behind the net is Quilty. Leaves it for the defender, Nixon. Nixon avoiding the forecheck of Lushcombe. The pass over 2 lines up to Fontana ends up on the stick of Gourlay deep on the far side. The shot by Ratchford picked off by Eccles as he moves the other way. Niemanen over the right side of the line. The drop for Lushcombe, walking around the defender. The shot and a sprawling save by Furlong. Colin Furlong spreading out on all fours to take the biscuit away from Blake Lushcombe. 6:10 to go, face-off, Caledonia zone, far side. Brown winning the draw, dropping it back to Nixon. Nixon wraps it around the boards, picked up by Jeff Malott. Peacock dumps it in. Brown at the near side, takes it away from the defender. The centering pass from Peacock, and the shot by Christmas, and a beautiful block by Hayden Guittard at the top of the blue line. The slap shot by Christmas, Guittard going down, blocking the shot. Moving down the near wall, Jake Milligan around the net. Milligan with the game's second goal as the whistle goes. Connor Murphy to take the draw, left circle against Cole Nagy. The Corvairs win the draw. The pass back to the point, and the hard slap shot by Nixon goes wide of the net by 2 inches off the far side.
14:35.
Corvairs back to the power play on the result of a tripping call. Quilty far side tries the backhand pass to Connor Patton sitting at the left circle, but it's picked off by the Ancaster defense and thrown deep into Caledonia territory. Cody Brown crossing center right side, stops at the right circle, in at the end line. Patton behind the net now. The outlet pass to Brown and his backhand shot wide on the near side. Patton above the left circle, the quick wrister. Murphy looking for a rebound, and the pad saved by Richard kicks it out to the top of the right side of the blue line, and the Avalanche able to clear on the play. Long lead feed for Nixon, looking for Brown. Brown at the top of the Ancaster blue line, goes in deep to retrieve the puck, now in behind the net. Going to the backhand, skating out the near side as Brown back to Nixon, across the wall to Quilty, back to Quilty now off the pass from the half wall. And the quick shot by Quilty bounces off the ice, a strange bounce, hitting the bar on the far side. The puck bounced in between the two circles and hit the post at the far side in behind Richard. The puck able to stay out. Jake Brown winning the draw. The short pass back to Mitch. Mitch crossing around the net, far side, drops it to the blue line. The shot by Ratchford. Briar Jonathan looking for a rebound or a tip in front of the Ancaster net. Defending on the play is Cole Nagy for the Avalanche, and he's able to dump it the length of the ice down the far wall. Zupan now able to gain possession inside the Caledonia line. The turnaround by Lushcombe, partially blocked by Brown, who clears it down the ice and goes off on a line change. Police up the boards, finds Zupan. Luke Zupan with the goals, with the game's opening tally, as Brooker Muir skates through the neutral zone, and the shot off the glass in behind the Avalanche net. Null throws it around the far wall. Peacock stopped at the end line, manages to maneuver his way into a scoring chance at the side of the net, far post, and his shot goes out the near side eventually. Peacock at the red line, crosses through the neutral zone, now at the half wall inside Ancaster territory. Quilty in behind the net, the centering pass picked up by Milligan. The pass down the right wing to Guittard. His shot bouncing off the left pad of Furlong and going into the corner with 2 minutes to play. First period of play. The shot from the left side of the blue line, rebound. Furlong coming up big with the glove as Hayden Guittard crashes to the net. Guittard looking for the second rebound. Had 2 chances off the initial point shot by Marcus Baird. The Avalanche now to the power play. Brooker Muir in the box for Caledonia. Clack winning the draw, the shot from Eccles into the midsection as Furlong cuts off the puck at the far side to make the save, holding the call on Brooker Muir, as well have a face-off from the same spot, left circle, Caledonia zone. Clack winning the draw, back to Eccles once again. Slides it down the side board. It's picked off by Christmas and thrown the length of the ice. Eustace behind his own net for the Avalanche. Short pass off down the left, and it's picked off. The shot by Cody Brown. Connor Murphy intercepting. Had a 2-on-1. Murphy could have shot or passed. He decided to pass to the wide open Corvair player down the left wing. And the shot by Cody Brown kept out by Richard, the Avalanche netminder, as we approach the last minute of play in the first period. The Ancaster Avalanche with a 2-1 lead on the strength of goals from Luke Zupan and Jake Milligan. Ryan Lewis trying to maneuver himself into the center ice area, picked off by Kyler Nixon, the Caledonia defender, throwing back in behind the Avalanche net. Lushcombe trying to move through the neutral zone now for the Avalanche, losing the puck. Richard wrapping it around the far wall for Domagala. Lushcombe skating out the right side through the neutral zone, tries to beat 4 Caledonia players to the top of the blue line, but unable to do so as he's offside on the play with 31.5 seconds to go. First period of play.
If you haven't already done so, it's attached to the lineup page, the yellow ticket.
Caledonia's Quilty winning the draw, passing it back to Morin inside the line. He loses possession, and Ancaster moving down inside the Caledonia zone with under 20 seconds to go. The shot by Lushcombe deflects off Quilty, and Eccles has to go back inside his own blue line to pick up the disc for the Avalanche. Black's deflecting shot goes wide of the net, far side, the centering pass, looking for Black once again, but Morin picking it off for the Corvairs as the whistle blows. Connor Murphy getting the only Caledonia tally for at 6:39 of the first to cut the Avalanche lead in half. Jake Milligan and Luke Zupan with the first 2 goals for the Avalanche. And at the end of 1 period of play, it's the Ancaster Avalanche 2 and the Caledonia Corvairs 1.
During the first intermission,
Both teams take their final laps around the ice in preparation for the start of the second period. The Ancaster Avalanche with a 2-1 lead on the strength of their first 2 opening goals scored by Luke Zupan and Jake Milligan. Connor Murphy replying for the Corvairs with 6:39 to go in the first. On the out-of-town board, it's the St. Catharines Falcons on top of the Niagara Falls Canucks, 1-0 at the end of 1. We'll try to get you a final score, or as close as we can by the time we go off the air. Nieminen breaking down the left side as the Avalanche win the draw, and the shot by Nieminen deflecting out a play on the far side. The Falcons 6 points back of the Corvairs. The Corvairs handing the Falcons their only 2 losses on the year and St. Catharines with 1 game in hand. Police throws it down the boards, intercepted by Nixon. Niemanen taps it back, but it's intercepted by Christmas. His quick shot ends up in the midsection of Blake Richard at the far side, just 22 seconds in to period number 2. Murphy to take the draw with Christopher Clack as the Avalanche move through the neutral zone. The pass from the far wall by Niemanen, looking for Police. Police can't handle it. He has to go back to the neutral zone to pick up the disc, and the clearing pass by Kyler Nixon all the way down the ice. Icing called, face-off in the Caledonia zone to the right of Furlong. Lushcombe loses the draw momentarily, but manages to push it past Connor Murphy to the side wall. Caledonia eventually able to clear it back through the neutral zone. Picked off now by Ryan Lewis, moving over the right side of the blue line, dumps it in deep for Lushcombe in behind the Caledonia net. Back to the point, shot by Eccles. Zupan picking up the rebound, looking for his second goal. Zupan open in the slot. Here he is again, far side end wall. Goes back door for Lushcombe, but it's picked off by Christmas. He can't clear the line. Eccles dumps it right back in, far side. Cody Brown now picking it up. 2-on-1 back the other way. The lead pass for Connor Patton, 4 inches off his stick and into the far corner. The shot by Travers, partially blocked by Zupan. Zupan may have got a bit of shoulder in on Travers as Travers skates off to the Caledonia bench, holding the left side of his face. Zupan with some aggression towards Travers on that play, perhaps still a little upset over the JC Travers first period hit. The Avalanche to their first power play of this second period. Brown to take the draw, right circle. Nagy winning the draw, dropping it back to his defenseman. He can't clear the line. Quilty from the top, or from the right rather, goes to Brown below the left circle. Quilty, the hard slap pass to Mitch Brown, broken up by Cole Nagy. Down deep is Fontana. Mitch Brown now by the end line, far side. Stops, waits for Niemanen, back to the point, over to Fontana. His shot in the midsection. Gorley the rebound, and they score! Spencer Gorley pouncing on the rebound beside the near post, and the Caledonia Corvairs tie up the contest at 2. Spencer Gorley at 2:33 off the pass from the far side ties the game for Caledonia. It looks like Gorley will go to the box, so perhaps excessive celebration. Kind of a head scratcher on that one, as it's backhanded back down to the neutral zone by Morin. Morin back with the disc now, throws it the length of the ice.
Spencer Dorley, assisted by numbers 93, Matt Quilty, and 26, Mitch Brown. Time of the goal, 2:33.
Balanson throws it back down the wall, picked up in the corner by Neiman and crosses the disc around the net. Goes far wall, Clack side of the net, his pass off down below the right circle. Fed the pass down to Police, and his shot handled on the left shoulder of Colin Furlong. Lushcombe to take the draw. Murphy cheating the draw, but Lushcombe the one throwing out. Clack to take it instead. Murphy tries to draw the puck past his feet. Back to Abraham, wraps it around the near wall, trying to clear his own zone. And finally done so by Greg Christmas as he throws the puck down the near wall. Eustace back behind his own net now for the Avalanche. 57 seconds to go in the unsportsmanlike penalty to Spencer Gourlay as Lushcombe crosses the top of the blue line. And some snow flies as he stops at the half wall. Checked up there by Justin Abraham as the whistle goes. Now Milligan to the box. Jake Milligan heads to the Ancaster penalty box, so the teams will play 4-on-4 for 44 seconds till Spencer Gourlay leaves the box. And Caledonia will go to the power play for 1:15 or so. Muir winning the draw, takes it back to Ratchford, wraps it around the wall, stop behind the net. Malott stopping at the end line. Niemanen checks him off the puck. Niemanen now skating down the left side. Or that was Domagala, excuse me. Crisscrossing my 27 and my 72. As Christopher Clack takes the draw from the left circle, Caledonia zone. Clack bounces it off Muir, it goes to the near corner, Niemanen gives chase, but Abraham able to cut the disc off at the far wall, or in behind the far end line, excuse me. Abraham now racing over center and the blue line, goes deep on the far side into Avalanche territory, and the whistle goes as Eccles touches up the puck. Looks like another penalty coming up to the Avalanche. David Eccles heading to the box. So Caledonia now to a two-man advantage as the penalty to Gourlay now over. Murphy wins the draw, feeds it to the far end line. Nixon gets it back now at the left side of the blue line. Patton to Quilty, back to Nixon. His hard slap shot hits the end line or end wall and bounces back out. The Avalanche able to clear the puck on the clear by Nagy. Connor Murphy right back over the left side of the line. Nixon back to Murphy. Murphy beside the left circle, bounces off him over to Patton, back to Nixon, and his shot hits the glass in behind the Ancaster net off the near side. Quilty cross ice feed. Nixon, the shot partially blocked by Clack. The shot by Nixon. And Cody Brown trying to slap the rebound in from the near post. Quilty moves in off the top of the line, taken away by Domagala, and he's able to clear the puck the length of the ice. He goes off on a line change for a fresh set of legs for the Avalanche as Jake Milligan hops back into the play. 36 seconds left on the penalty to David Eccles. Mitch Brown in around the net, looks for Quilty back at the right side of the blue line. The cross ice feed for Nixon hits the side of the net on the far side. Nixon moving in off the blue line, the quick shot, and Richard able to pop out the left pad. A hook coming up to Ancaster. Cole Nagy back to the box, so 3 consecutive penalties to the Ancaster Avalanche. We're still tied at 2. Avalanche getting the 2 first period goals, shot by Nixon, and looking for a deflection in front as Connor Murphy, as he kept his stick along the ice at the top of the center of the blue paint. Caledonia replying with the last 2 goals. Connor Murphy with 6:39 left in the first, and Spencer Gourlay at 2:33 of this second period to tie the game for the Corvairs, as Caledonia remains on the power play for another minute and 36 seconds. Connor Murphy at the end line, near side, turning, spinning. Domagala takes it away from him, a near break. Can't get around Connor Murphy in time. Murphy getting back. Nixon at the last second. So Caledonia somewhat discombobulated, as Murphy losing the puck to Domagala at the top of the line. Nixon at the half wall. Eccles tries to check him off the puck. Cross ice feed to Cody Brown, and the shot off the midsection of Eustace. Nixon, the shot wide of the net off the far side, and the Avalanche able to clear the zone with 45 seconds left in the penalty to Cole Nagy. Quilty through center over the right side of the line. At the circle, drops back to Nixon at the blue line, who gives back to Quilty. The shot, the deflection in front. Quilty getting the shot through, bouncing it off the pad of Richard. And Mitch Brown looking for the rebound. Ratchford gets it once again, and his shot 2 inches off the ice, handled in the glove by Richard at the near side. Muir to take the draw opposite Lushcombe. Lushcombe ties up the draw, passes it back to Nil in the corner. Caledonia picking it off the body check by Peacock. And the Avalanche now trying to leave their own zone. They're able to do so. The feed up through center. Nieminen pounding it in down the far wall. Cut off in behind the net by Lushcombe, but Brooker Muir right back the other way down the right wing for the Corvairs. Abraham turning around in his own zone, forechecked by Nagy. Muir knocking his man off the puck, but turns it over in the process. Nieminen, the centering pass, Nil side of the net. And a big save in the midsection by Furlong. Abraham over the right side of the line, walks around the defender, the shot, and pad saves. Another centering pass. Quilty in the slot, slips it wide near corner. Nieminen picks it up, skates it out through the neutral zone, down deep on the half wall far side in Caledonia territory, before it's picked off by Peacock and thrown back to the Ancaster blue line. Bain shoots it in. Peacock beside his own bench dumps it down the wall near side of the net. Malott now, or Mitch Brown, excuse me, in behind the net, giving it back to Briar Jonathan. Jonathan spins out of there, gives it back to Jake Brown in the near corner. Brown turning around. The short pass to Kyler Nixon goes to the backhand. Nixon now back on the point right side, and his shot hits the top of the glass in behind the Ancaster net. We've reached the halfway point of this battle between the 4th place Avalanche and the undefeated Corvairs as Lewis skates over the top of the Caledonia blue line. Clack in behind the net, pinned up against the board in behind Colin Furlong. Cody Brown, far half wall, tries to clear his own zone. Picked off by Lushcombe on the pass attempt over to Connor Murphy. He backhands it down the wall. Eustace throws it back in. It hits the end wall. Nixon back to recover the disc for the Corvairs. The long lead pass across 2 lines up to Brown, and his shot off the left wing, handled in the pads and directed to the corner by Richard. Farley tips it in around Abraham, gives chase to the far wall, and Panov cuts it off down past the end line. 2 players at the side of the Caledonia net on the far side as Furlong covers up for a whistle. Face off right side. Nagy slips it down to the right wing over to Guittard. Nagy with it now near side, back to Eccles at the point. The shot, Milligan looking for a backhand in the slot. The puck deflects wide to the far wall. Backhanded in by Nagy. Ratchford cuts it off, but he's drilled into the boards far wall by number 16, Cole Nagy. Nagy may go to the box for that infraction as a result. Quilty in to take the draw, won by Nagy. No call on the play for drilling the Caledonia player into the boards far side. I thought that was what the whistle was for. Fontana crossing the right side of the blue line, quick pass into Quilty. Quilty turns around, gives it to Gourlay in the slot. The shot, and Richard has to go sprawling to the ice far side to keep the disc out at the far corner. Ancaster with a +1 goal differential on the year. 58-4, or 50, yes, 58-4, 57 against for the Avalanche coming into tonight. Of course, they got 2 goals on top of that 58 here tonight. The shot from Nixon, stopped by Richard off the far corner. The wrister by Nixon, handled by Richard to keep the score knotted at 2. As Connor Murphy wins the draw and throws it to the near corner, picked off by the Avalanche's Eustace, now moving the puck through the neutral zone. Furlong leaves it for the defender, Christmas. The pass up to Murphy, possible 3-on-2 developing here. Murphy down in the corner, spins around, skates out the far side, looking for room. Drops it back to Brown, the turnaround. Slapped off the stick of Neiman, and Brown gets it right back. Goes in behind the net to Murphy. Clack trying to check him off the puck. Brown digging away with Murphy, Neiman, and another Avalanche forward. Murphy comes away with it. The turnaround shot, he fans on it. Neiman unable to clear the top of the blue line. Abraham unable to cross ice to go back to Nixon. So Nixon has to go back to his own zone to recover the puck for the Corvairs. Abraham dumping it in. Farley beside the right circle. His shot deflecting high and out of play into the netting, out the near corner. As mentioned earlier, the Avalanche a +1 in goal differential on the year. The Corvairs much higher than that, now sitting at 84 goals on the year versus 28 against. Trying to do the math in my head, almost a +50 in goal differential. The shot wide of the net coming out the near side. Baird trying to clear the zone, cut off by a Caledonia player. Muir, his pass back to the blue line right side. Travers with the shot once again off the left pad of Richard and directed to the corner. Peacock tries to move into the slot. He falls down, so the Avalanche head back the other way on a 4-on-2. The Corvairs get back quickly, so they're now able to pick up the puck, move through the neutral zone. Quilty over the left side, the drop pass for Peacock, rebound Muir, side of the net. Quilty in the slot, had the puck on his stick momentarily before Lushcombe took it away and skated out the other way before going offside at the top of the Caledonia blue line. Inside 5 minutes to play, second period of play. 2-2, Avalanche and Corvairs. Tonight's game brought to you by ARC Pro HD. Please visit us online at www.arcprohd.com for a full list of broadcasting services as Moran slides it down the far wall. Looking for Briar Jonathan at center. Back to pick up the puck for the Avalanche is Jake Bain. Side of the net, Richards covering up with the blocker on the far side. The last time these two teams met, the only meeting on the season, won by the Corvairs 4-1. Connor Murphy with a goal and an assist in that game as he takes the draw from the left circle. Can't dig it out of his feet. Eventually he's able to slide it back to Connor Patton. Patton above the left circle. Centering pass in the slot. Cody Brown grabbed the Connor Patton rebound, got a backhand away, and a magnificent glove save by Blake Richard. Christmas, Cody Brown, and Cosimo Fontana also replying for the Corvairs in that game back on October the 10th. I believe I said September the 10th earlier, as Niemanen takes the shot. It ends up being kicked out far side by Furlong as the whistle blows. Zach Niemanen, third in league scoring with 15 goals and 12 assists for 27 points on the year. He is, of course, behind the number 2 man, Kyler Nixon, and the man leading all scorers in the league up to this point, number 14, Connor Murphy, leading the league with 38 points on the year. Nieminen back to the line. Balanson can't handle it at the left side. Goes back inside his own blue line to pick up the puck. Slides it ahead. Abraham cuts it off, goes around the wall. Eustace backhands it past Mitch Brown. Clark skating hard past center across the right side of the line. Passes off to Nieminen, back to Clark, past the end line. Nieminen, a delayed call here coming as Balanson touches up. Looks like a hook, but I can't quite make out the hand signal by head referee Lawson as Justin Abraham skates to the box for the Corvairs, and the Ancaster Avalanche now to a 2-man advantage. Spencer Gourlay with the only second period goal for the Corvairs to tie things up, but the Avalanche now to a 2-man advantage, looking to go ahead. Domagala, other side, down low, far side, and back to the defender. Domagala, left, back to Domagala. Can't see who number 6 is on the far side. That's Eustace. Eustace moves in off the line, right side, down to the end line, back to Eustace, over to Domagala. Domagala, the feed in between the two circles, backhanded. Nieminen side of the net, looking to deposit the puck into the near corner before Quilty clears the puck. Eustace back to leave the zone for the Avalanche. Clack in the slot, his shot goes wide. Domagala, Clack, a big pad save by Furlong. Furlong going side to side, the initial shot and the rebound. Look like Nieminen and Clack in there. The shot down below, or down off the end line, far side, to number 9, Lushcombe. Lushcombe with it once again as Christmas jumps out of the box. The first penalty to Caledonia now over as Domagala's shot ends up in the glove of Furlong with under 2 minutes to play, second period of play, and 34 seconds to go on the penalty to Greg Christmas. Nagy kicks it back to the left side to Balanson. Balanson feeds it down the near wall to Cole Nagy. Balanson moving off the line to take it away from Connor Murphy. And the shot by Nagy going wide. Zupan skating around the net, now at the half wall. Luke Zupan stops, slides it down the right side. Back to the point to Eccles. Zupan going back door as Ryan Lewis looking to deposit the disc down below the right circle. And now back to full strength are the Corvairs as Abraham speeds down the left side, moves around Eccles. The defender stops at the near wall, centering pass. Connor Murphy can't dig it out of the skates of David Eccles. So a quick recap before the intermission. The Avalanche getting the first 2 goals. Luke Zupan with 14:45 to go in the first. Seconds later, Jake Milligan scoring off the bad bounce at the far post at the first intermission. It was, no, excuse me. It was 2-1 at the first intermission as Connor Murphy replied for the Corvairs with 6:39 to go. and then Spencer Gourlay, 2:33 into this period, tying things up for the Corvairs as Cody Brown passing back to Quilty at the right side of the blue line. Under 30 seconds to go now as Domagala pins Connor Murphy up against the near half wall. Puck passed out the far side. Patton in behind the net for Murphy. Patton picks it up and line back to Quilty, fakes the shot. The shot by Nixon off the right pad of Richard, deflected into the corner. As the buzzer goes, the only second period goal by Spencer Gourlay at 2:33 on the assist from Matt Quilty and Mitch Brown. And at the end of the second intermission, it's the Caledonia Corvairs looking for their 8th home win on the year at 2 goals, and the Ancaster Avalanche also with 2 goals at the end of 2 periods of play.
Will happen during this intermission.
Ancaster out of the dressing room first to start the 3rd period. The Corvairs and Avalanche knotted at 2. Spencer Gourlay getting the only second period goal for the Corvairs to tie things up at 2:33. The Avalanche looking to hand the Corvairs their first loss on the year. On the out-of-town scoreboard in St. Catharines, it's the St. Catharines Falcons on top of the Niagara Falls Canucks by a score of 2-1. That's at the start of the 3rd period. St. Catharines 6 points back of Caledonia with 1 game in hand. Also on the out-of-town board, Elmira and Listowel tied at 2 with 6:43 to go in the second. The Cambridge Winterhawks with a 4-1 lead on the Stratford Culletons. And the Welland Canadians blanking the Port Colborne Pirates 2-0 at the end of the second. Ancaster dumping it in, Furlong cutting it off as we start the 3rd period. He leaves it for Kyler Nixon. Caledonia remaining on the power play for another 42 seconds on the penalty to Max Ballinson. Murphy turning around at the end line, centering pass for Brown. The quick shot along the ice, kicked out by Richard as Eustace tries to clear the line. Zupan also making an effort, but Quilty able to dump it in deep all the way around the boards and cut off by Kyler Nixon. Finally thrown out of the zone by Eustace. As Furlong touches up, whistle on the play, face-off in the Caledonia zone. Exactly 1 minute into the 3rd period of play and 7 seconds left on the penalty to Ballinson. Brown pushes it to the right wing, the cross-ice feed to Gourlay going deep into the near corner, checked into the boards by Bain. Eccles takes it away from the Caledonia forward Gourlay. Lushcombe racing down the right side, and his shot hits the outside of the net on the near corner. Gourlay, top of his own blue line, banks it off Niemanen, and throwing it back in is Ryan Lewis for the Avalanche. Gourlay inside his own line, crosses the ice to Traverse, gives it back to Gourlay. Gourlay dumps it in. It deflects off the end board and out the other side. Ratchford inside his own right face-off circle. Slides it ahead to Peacock. Peacock down the left side, skating around the net, checked into the board by Nil in behind the Avalanche net. Lewis at the half wall, can't clear, and the high rising wrist shot by Todd Ratchford, handled in the glove by Blake Richard.
John McKay, please come to the timekeeper's booth to collect your winnings for Chuckabah.
Face-off right circle, Caledonia zone. Brooker Muir to take the draw against Cole Nagy. Nagy falling down. Muir wrestles it away from him, throws it to Peacock in the corner. Moving out from the side of the net is Jeff Malott. Malott moving below the right circle as Peacock now shoots it in off Nagy from the left side of the blue line. It ends up in the near corner. Peacock now moving down below the end line, but Richard able to cut off his puck, covering up with the glove. 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the third. No scoring since the 2:33 point of the second period. Caledonia sliding it down the wall. Christmas has his shot intercepted by Guittard. Hayden Guittard now moving offside at the Caledonia blue line beside the bench, but Greg Christmas going off on a slashing call. Face-off right circle, Brown falling down. Nagy can't slip it by the defender. Caledonia hammering it down the ice and picked up by Ballinson in behind his own net. Eustace now goes up the wall for Ballinson. Ballinson turning around, avoiding the forecheck of Mitch Brown. Goes back to Eustace. Eustace skating hard through the neutral zone, but it's chipped away by Kyler Nixon and down deep into Avalanche territory. Ballinson retrieves it, throws it down the left wing, picked up by Quilty, throwing down the ice, and Patton tries to split the two defenders to get a scoring chance out of that. Lushcombe crossing the red line, skating hard, looking for room around Justin Abraham. Patton in behind his own net, loses possession, right side over to Eccles. His shot, the rebound out to Ryan Lewis, his hard slap shot kicked out, and Caledonia goes right back the other way. Quilty to the attack, with another Caledonia player off to his left side, but Patton falling down in the corner on the near side, and David Eccles going to the penalty box for the Ancaster Avalanche as a result of the infraction. So they'll play 4-on-4 for 33 seconds until Greg Christmas comes out of the box. Then the Corvairs to a one-man advantage for 127. Murphy slides it down to the corner, looking for Gourlay. Domagala throws a lead feed down the right wing. Zach Niemanen unable to handle the puck, so it goes for icing as the puck wraps around all the way out the far side. Face-off from Ancaster territory, right circle. Caledonia winning the draw, and Cody Brown bouncing a shot off to the near corner. Nagy to the end line. Back to the half wall, back to the point. The shot by Ratchford partially blocked by Niemanen. Ratchford now back inside his own blue line. Passes across for Morin, throwing at the length of the ice. Face-off Caledonia zone because of the icing. Caledonia looking to go to 8-0 at home, a perfect 19-0 on the year, as they're tied with the Avalanche with 14:51 to go, third period of play. Brown drilled into the boards, moving over the left side, gets the shot away anyway, moved past Zupan, who made the hit. Brown able to make his way into the slot and get the backhand away between the two circles. Gourlay trying to move around the defender out the far side, in behind the net, and the slap shot by Nixon, moving off the blue line above the left circle. Blake Richard able to keep it out with the pads for the Avalanche. The Corvairs looking to stay undefeated as they go to Fort Erie tomorrow night to face the Meteors. In behind the net, Murphy feeding Gourlay. Gourlay loses possession momentarily, feeds it back to Murphy, back to the point to Quilty, slides it to the end wall as the pass to Gourlay missed, hitting the end wall, picked up now by Cody Brown. Brown moving across the net, the cross ice feed to Murphy below the left circle. A whistle on the play with 13:48 to go. Pending overtime and a shootout, of course, we're tied 2-2. Face-off left circle, Muir wins it back to Peacock. His hard shot between the two circles, batted into the corner by the Caledonia, or by the Ancaster netminder rather. Peacock turning around, Nixon looking for a centering pass, looking for Muir. Taken away by Domagala, looking to clear the zone. He does so, hits the stick of Lewis, but it only catches 50% of Lewis's stick, so Abraham dumps the disc right back in, and the shot from Muir from the side wall, gloved aside by the left glove of Blake Richard at the far post. Mitch Brown taking the draw for the Corvairs. Christopher Clack on the other side for Ancaster. Brown wins it off to his left, feeds Jake Brown, picked off by Jake Bain of the Avalanche, and the puck goes out of play out the far side.
Please come to the Jackkeepers bench to collect your $179.
Brown in to take the draw, right circle, wins it back to Travers, right side. His shot off the side of the net, off to the far corner. Brown digging, goes in behind the net for Jake Brown. Mitch getting it back, side of the net, tries to tuck it in the near corner, but loses possession of the puck, so he goes to the near corner to get it once again. Mitch being a pest in front of the net, trying a deflection. Shot side of the net, Jake Brown, there's Mitch, the turnaround. Jake and Mitch both there. Hits Clack in front, but Mitch Brown getting enough of the disc to get it toward the net. Deflected off Clack and hit Blake Richard in the pad off the far side. Quilty to take the draw, right circle. Ancaster winning it Milligan unable to clear the zone. The puck now on the near side. Ancaster finally clears. Justus throws the pass down beside his own bench. Justus throws it down the side wall once again. Domagala backhands it back around the near side. Justus in the neutral zone. Domagala down beside center. The up feed to Milligan, sliding it into Caledonia territory, in behind the net, cut off by Nagy right side of the blue line, and his shot bounces off the glass in behind the net, comes right back to Colin Furlong, who covers up with 11:25 to go, third period of play. Murphy wins the draw, can't get it past Nil on the right side. Ancaster intercepting rather, and going offside. Eccles offside at the left side, Caledonia blue line. Face off beside the Caledonia blue line. Clack winning it, drawing it back to Eccles on the left side of the defense. Eccles dumping it in. Furlong cuts it off, throws it around the boards. Clack at the half wall trying to clear. Cody Brown through neutral ice, far side, dump back in by Gourlay as he bounces it off the board, far side. Clack with it, clears the neutral zone. The pass down the right wing to Nieminen. The centering pass cut off by Christmas. Domagala walks off the left side of the blue line. The shot into traffic in front of the net as the whistle goes, and a slash on the play. Christmas to the box for the Corvairs, and the Avalanche to the power play looking for the go-ahead goal. Draw one by Lushcombe, slides it to the near corner, but Nixon rainbows the puck out of the zone right on the Ancaster net. Bain brought it up for the Avalanche. The Avalanche now with a shot from the left side off the stick of Domagala. Domagala, top of the line, down to the left circle, back to Domagala. The shot and a right pad save by Furlong as the rebound comes out. Another hack on the Corvairs, and Nixon to the box. The Avalanche to the two-man advantage for 126. This not good news for the Corvairs. Avalanche win the draw. Justus crosses ice. Justus down in the corner, back to Justus, and down to the end line. Abraham throws it out the far side, looking to clear the zone. Finally does so as it hops over the stick of Domagala. Harrison Domagala feeds it down the right wing to Christopher Clack. Clack offside, so a face-off from the neutral zone. The Avalanche still to the two-man advantage for 103. Face off beside the Ancaster line, far side. Quilty wins the draw, drops it to Morin. Morin dumps it in, but not deep enough as Ancaster heads back the other way. Picked off through the center by Morin. Eustace over to the far wall. Throws it around the board. Clack now at the near wall, moves off the wall, gives back to Nieminen. Justus at the point, right side, goes across to Domagala. He misses the pass as Matt Quilty races the other way. Domagala cuts him off. Justus checks him at the boards. Niemanen, the pass deflects off the stick of Ratchford back to Domagala, right side of the point. Diving on the play as Quilty trying desperately to clear the zone. Ratchford finally able to do so as the fans give the Corvairs a hand. They're finally able to kill the first penalty, now with 30 seconds left in the second minor to Kyler Nixon. Eccles shot, his shot blocked by Jonathan. It's dumped out by Travers to neutral ice. Brown cuts it off. Zupan down the board. Abraham off the wall, deflects it off the glass. Down the near side, Richard cutting it off for the Avalanche as the Corvairs back to full strength with under 8 minutes to go, third period of play. Ratchford dumping it deep down the near side. Cut off by Ballinson in behind his own net. Ancaster right back the other way. Jake Brown on a 3-on-2, crossing the line, and his shot sails off the stick of Nagy and out of play into the netting, out beyond Blake Richard.
Corvairs tomorrow night in Fort Erie. Next home action a week from tomorrow, Saturday, November the 2nd. The Corvairs will be hosting the St. Catharines.
Muir winning the draw, looking for Peacock off the left wing, but the Avalanche able to intercept and throw the puck the length of the ice. Nixon around the boards for Christmas, cross ice for Jeff Malott. His shot around the defender, Bain, kicked off into the corner and out of play by Blake Richard. Face off left circle, Ancaster zone. Muir winning the draw, passing it to Peacock. Peacock losing possession, trying to get around Bain. Stops behind the net to try and gather in the puck. A whistle on the play. Jake Milligan pleading his case, so it looks like the Avalanche off to the penalty box. Jake Bain off for 2 minutes with under 7 to play. And the Corvairs now to the power play after killing 3 penalties in a row, trying to go ahead as they look for their 8th home win on the year and try to remain undefeated. Murphy winning the draw out the right side. Quilty waiting top of the blue line. Clack slaps it away, but unable to clear the top of the line. Murphy centering pass, Gourlay, his quick shot. Gourlay wide open, but his shot over top the net bounces off the glass. Comes right back to Richard. Gourlay's shot, a very good possibility of hitting the glass, hitting Richard in the back and going into the net, but Richard remaining very alert.
And granted to the Caledonia Pro-Fit Corvairs. Well, we've got 30 seconds here.
The Corvairs out shooting the Avalanche in this game.
Game time at the Leisureplex in Fort Erie is 7:15. Next home action for the Corvairs a week from Saturday, November the 2nd. Corvairs host the St. Catharines Falcons.
So a big game coming up here next Saturday against St. Catharines at 8 o'clock. St. Catharines receiving their only 2 losses at the hands of the Corvairs. as Murphy takes the draw from the left circle. St. Catharines on top 2-1. A reminder, fans, we will try to get you that score before we go off air as Cody Brown moves the puck from the top left side of the blue line back to Nixon at the top. Police tries to take away the disc, and the shot by Nixon hitting the end board out the far side. Intercepting is Domagala, moving over the right side of the Caledonia blue line. Nixon taking it right back, skating it over his own blue line through the neutral zone. The pass past Murphy back to Gourlay, over to Quilty on the point. Nixon trying to slide into an opening below the left circle. Nixon now back top of the blue line. The shot off the defender, Eustace, and out of play out the far side. Draw won by the Corvairs. Back to Ratchford, the shot into the glove. The rebound by Muir, side of the net. And Richard keeping this game tied at 2. Patton taking the draw from the right circle. Slides it to the right side of the blue line to Ratchford. He loses possession and has to go back into his own territory to pick up the disc. Passes up to Patton. Chip back in by the Avalanche's Panov. Corvairs to the PP for 2:09 on the penalty to Jake Bain. Looking to move out in front as Peacock skates in behind the Avalanche net. The Avalanche able to clear the pass, on Ballanson's clearing attempt. Ratchford from the right side, the shot in, stick down, and cleared right back out by Blake Richard. Inside 5 minutes to go now. Caledonia remaining on the power play for 1:28. Sliding it across to Mitch Brown. Quilty down far wall end line to Brown. Back to Quilty, over to Nixon. Brown above the right circle. Quilty top of the blue line. His shot deflects off Niemanen and into the corner. Brown near corner, back to Nixon, over to Quilty, back to Nixon. Top of the blue line, over to Brown at the circle. That's Jake Brown, and his shot deflects off Eustace and into the near sidewall. The Avalanche able to clear. Niemanen going off to the Avalanche bench for fresh legs. Shot by Brown, Quilty's initial shot. Mitch Brown the rebound. Furlong coming out to play the puck for the Corvairs. Nixon slides it up, looking for Brown. Brown shoulders his man Eccles off the puck. Rounds the net from the end wall. Cody Brown turning around now at the side. Sticks it away and into Gourley in behind the Avalanche net. Nixon, top of the blue line, left side, loses possession and goes back into his own zone. the chip into Murphy. The Corvairs now turning on the speed, trying to get the go-ahead goal, trying to tire out the Avalanche, catch the Avalanche possibly on a bad change. The Avalanche did manage to get a change in. Draw beside the Ancaster blue line, far side. Zupan shoots it in, cut off by Furlong. Luke Zupan with the game's first goal as Connor Murphy at the far half wall. Picked off by the Avalanche. Ratchford turns around. Backhand. Oh! And a beautiful save by Furlong as he gets the left pad down at the near corner off Blake Lushcombe. Gourlay giving chase, runs his man down in behind the Avalanche net. Christmas touching up for the Corvairs near side in his own zone as no icing on the play. Christmas out the far side for Nixon. Nixon the feed ahead over the left side of the blue line for Malott. Picked off over to Zupan. Falling down is Christopher Clack, sliding it in deep in behind the Caledonia net. Peacock across the blue line, the up feed for Malott. Moving around the defender, the shot, and it deflects to the far side. Just over a minute to go. Christmas doing a nice job of cutting Niemanen off on the way to the net. Malott, the lead feed, picked off by Nagy. Christmas back in his own zone to recover for Caledonia before he's run into the boards far side. Malott in behind the defense. His shot hitting the end wall and coming out the far side. Morin, the feed up for Cody Brown. 30 seconds to go. In deep for the Avalanche is Cole Nagy. Murphy streaking down the left side. Eustace cuts off the pass and dumps it right back out. A whistle on the play. Murphy to take the draw, left circle. 17.9 to go in regulation. Abraham, top of the blue line, deflects off Eustace and out to the far corner. The shot, or that was Lushcombe, excuse me. And the shot by Connor Murphy below the right circle. Caledonia with their sticks raised, claiming the puck went in. But Richard with the puck in his glove. Face-off right circle. 7.5 seconds to go as Connor Murphy takes the draw. Murphy back to the right side. Quilty waits, feeds Nixon. The shot goes in between the feet of Richard, but Richard able to keep it out at the near corner, and we go to overtime. Kyler Nixon trying to slip the puck in between the legs of Richard. Richard able to get his feet closed and deflect the puck off into the corner.
Game time at Leisurepex is 7:15. Next home action for the Corvairs, Saturday, November the 2nd. The Corvairs will be hosting the St. Catharines Falcons. Game time 8 p.m. that particular Saturday.
The Falcons with a 4-2 lead on the Canucks tonight with 3 minutes to go. So they'll remain, well, we shouldn't say that. They will remain 6 points behind Caledonia pending the outcome tonight, but St. Catharines with a game in hand, and depending on what happens here with the single point, the Corvairs will either be 5 or 6 points ahead of St. Catharines. Corvairs winning the overtime draw. Brown over center, the 2-on-2 with Connor Murphy, 4 men back. Murphy behind the defender. Cody Brown trying to bank it out the far corner and into the net. On the far side, Niemanen now deep into Caledonia territory for the Avalanche. The feed for Murphy off the stick of Kyler Nixon. Lushcombe moving in the slot. The shot wide of the net and out the near side. Justus throws it down the boards and out the far half wall. Nixon able to cut it off. Niemanen looking for it, pass down low, back to Niemanen, sliding or falling on the play as Christmas. Turn around in behind the net. Lushcombe tries to find some room around Connor Murphy. Justus, shot partially blocked by Nixon. Shot by Justus, hitting the near side of the net, Caledonia zone. Nixon picking it up behind his own net. The feed beside center to Gourlay, hits Quilty on the far side. Broken up by Nagy of the Avalanche, skating past the red line and flipping a pass in behind the Caledonia net. 3:13 to play, overtime period. Nixon slides it up the half wall, goes cross ice for Gourlay, moving over the left side of the Ancaster blue line. The shot by Abraham and the slide across by Cole Nagy. A wonderful defensive play by Nagy as Gourlay crosses the blue line. The shot, Gourlay looking for a rebound off the Ryan Morin shot. Morin the feed up for Quilty in between the circles, picked off by Nagy. Milligan down far side, or Balanson, excuse me. Patton crossing the Ancaster blue line, the drop pass to Brown around the near side. Nixon finds an opening, and they score! Kyler Nixon, wide open off the far side, rips a wrist shot home into the top corner, and the Caledonia Corvairs go to a perfect 17-0 on the year with a 3-2 victory here tonight over the Ancaster Avalanche. Kyler Nixon finding himself wide open beyond the right circle, rips home a wrist shot. Blake Richard, no chance on the play as the Corvairs celebrate. The Corvairs a perfect 17-0 as they head to Fort Erie for tomorrow night's game. Luke Zupan scoring in the first for the Avalanche. Jake Milligan replying with the second goal, but the Corvairs replying with the game's last 3 goals. No scoring in the third, but Connor Murphy scoring with 6:39 to go in the second. Gourlay scoring, or Murphy, excuse me, scoring in the first. Gourlay replying at 2:33 of the second to tie the score. No scoring in the third. Then Kyler Nixon wide open in overtime, depositing the wrist shot to give the Corvairs a perfect 8-0 record at home, a perfect 17-0 record on the year, as the Corvairs skate past the Avalanche tonight by a score of 3-2, and their second win against the Avalanche on the season. For the Caledonia Corvairs Hockey Club, I'm John Molson. Please join us for our next home game. That's Saturday, November 2nd, versus the second place St. Catharines Falcons at 8 p.m. Tonight's final score, the Corvairs 3 and the Avalanche 2. Kyler Nixon scoring the OT winner. Good night.